Hi everyone, it's Jay from Mitosu Crafts. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to our channel. Today I'll be demonstrating selective stamping for your card making and paper craft. I'll be using Life is Beautiful stamp set from the August to December 2020 mini catalog by Stampin Up, Vera Vanilla note cards and envelope pack, and also the Stamparato stamping tool, but you won't really need um, this, but it's a great tool to have for your stamping. I just had it set up because I was doing a load of note cards for our catalogs to go out to. So selective stamping is basically using a large stamps or a sentiment stamp and inking up selectively so you only use that particular design in the stamp. So the tree in this stamp set is quite big, so you can always just mask it off and create smaller trees as well. And that's what I'll be doing today in different ways. So I have set it up on my Stamparatos, and I'll be inking up the right hand side branch. So if I set it up, so I'll be sharing how to do it differently. At the end, we'll create a couple of different cards. So one way of selectively stamping is, as I already mentioned, is masking. So you can use tape, washi tape, or sticky note to mask off any areas that you don't want to stamp. So you can just do this by masking that off and then inking your stamp. There we go. So you can see that I've just masked off the right hand side, and then you can ink it up in any colors that you would prefer. So in the first one, I'll be using cinnamon cider. So this one is a huge ink pad, so masking it is a great way to do that. And ink it up, make sure it's all nice and inked up. And before you stamp it, just make sure you take off your mask, your tape, or your sticky note, and then stamp on your card base. And there you have it. So quick and simple. So as I said, you can use a normal acrylic block and do that with your ink pads. So I'm gonna add a sentiment from the same stamp set, showing a different way of selective stamping. I'm gonna align that on there, making sure that it's nice and straight. And then I'll pick it up with the plate. So another way of doing selective stamping is using your Stampin' Right marker. So I'll be using Real Red and Basic Black. Use the brush tip nib and just color the specific design or areas that you would like the stamping to be done in. So I'm gonna add Real Red on the U. It's easier to place it on the table, but I'm just picking it up. And then I'm gonna use the Basic Black. The Stampin' Right markers are great, specifically for sentiments. If the sentiments are all close together, you can get in and pick each word or each letter individually. Check out the list below for the list of products that I'm using today, which can be purchased from our online shop. Do use the host code when placing your order, and if you order more than £45 worth of products before postage and packaging. You'll get a free tutorial bundle designed by the Stamping Glum Squad at the end of the month. Once you've inked it up with your Stampin' Right markers, just huff on it and then stamping it on your project. There you go. So we've done the ink pad and the Stampin' Right marker. So I'll use another card to do another one. And I'm just going to clean that with my chamois. Another great way of selective stamping is using Stampin' Spot pads. These are available on our online shop if you live in the UK, France, Germany, Austria, or the Netherlands. And they come in packs of 5. And because it's small, you can easily just avoid the areas that you don't want to be stamping. So you won't need to mask areas. And these are great for the Stamparatus as well. So if you have the Stamparatus, get some ink pad, Stampin' Spots even, and ink it up with the re-inkers as well. So you can see that I've only selectively inked up that area and stamping on there. Okay. So for the sentiment on this one, I'll use the same ink pad in the stamping spot, and because the sentiment is nicely separated, I can ink that up easily and then color the U in red. Or what you could do is you can mask the thinking off with sticky note or washi tape. If you don't have the Stampin' Right marker, you can then use the ink pad for the U and then ink up the rest of the sentiment with the Stampin' Spot. So I'm just gonna stamp that on. And there you have it. So selective stamping with Life is Beautiful stamp set, Stampin' Up products, Stampin' Right markers, ink spots, and ink pads. But I'm just gonna finish this card so I can show you what other ways of using the Life is Beautiful stamp set and this one as well. So to finish up, I'm gonna add stamping on here with the leaves design as well as the bouquet or circular design, and I'm gonna use Pretty Peacock and Just Jade. So we'll be using first and second generation ink. Just go down. I've turned it upside down. Just gonna add something underneath, and then I'm gonna use the same stamp and just move that around, turn it upside down again, ink it up, move it around to form my leaves, turn it over, and then second generation stamping for a lighter shade. So you can leave it at that or add a bit more with the Just Jade and circular design to just fill up the gaps. So with this stamp design, I'm just using first generation ink. and you have a really lovely card there. So for the second one, I'm gonna do a winter scene or a winter tree using the snowflakes, seaside spray, and balmy blue. So I'll be stamping first in the lighter color to build up my tree, and I'll be using first generation stamping. So just build it up for a nice looking tree. Fill in the gaps. There you go. So to create more depth, use your seaside spray, ink it up, and I'm just going to do first generation and second generation again for a different tone, and then just fill that up, moving your card or the way you hold your stamp. And then I do want more darker in the middle. To finish this card, I'll be using the blue adhesive back gems from the Autumn August mini catalog as well. And what's great about this is it's iridescent, so nice and shimmery and bling for your card, and it's two-tone as well. So the balmy blue and what color would that be? It's got different shades, so it's quite nice. So I'm just gonna add one gem there, fold it up, and then the second one I'll use the other gem. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this video on selective stamping for your card making, featuring the Life is Beautiful stamp set, which can be purchased from our online shop at mitoscrafts.com. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, bye!